What's up, Blasianeers and Blasianettes? So this is the beginning of my countdown to Marvel's The Punisher, which will start streaming next Friday. I cannot be more excited for that. And I'm gonna start off with the very first live action adaptation of the character. So with that being said, if there's spoilers, if there's gonna be a spoiler, I will let you know for those of you who have not seen the movie. So there you go. I may not mention spoilers, but in case I do, I will let you know in advance. So I gotta say, this movie came around a time where it was not a good time to be a Marvel or to portray a Marvel character. I mean, this is a time where Marvel was not, superior. I mean, like where it did not. I mean, it's just almost the majority of Marvel characters that were being brought to life at that time was just it was just god awful. But I have to say that this incarnation of the Punisher, the very first live action incarnation of the Punisher, is the most acceptable of a Marvel character since the Incredible Hulk. I think that's the only other there's this and the Incredible Hulk. Every other Marvel character that has been done around this time, wow, dreadful, really dreadful. And I have to say, I really enjoyed Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher, and this is the first time I really got to know Dolph Lundgren as an actor. I mean, like I've seen him before, in Rocky Four, when he was Ivan Drogo, but I didn't know that was the same guy at first. Like back then, I did not know. But as I got older and I looked back, on Rocky Four, I'm like, that's the same guy? I mean, the guy who's playing the Punisher was Ivan Drogo? Like, what? So he did a fantastic job basically transforming himself into this whole other character. So I was just, it just baffled my mind. But I mean, he did seem a little off in his portrayal as the Punisher, like where he did come off as a bit drunk at times, even though you did not see him, have one drink in the movie. But I'm guessing this is to show the vulnerability of Frank Castle, like where he's been the Punisher for 5 years and all he's basically doing is existing and is being this bloodthirsty, this bloodthirsty warrior, or vigilante, whatever you want to call him, and that's all he's been doing for 5 years. And and I have to say that my only nitpick, my only major nitpick with the movie, even back then, was like, why the hell is he not wearing this? I mean, where is this? Like, how come he's not wearing that? I mean, like, that just goes to show you that Marvel characters were not being done, that were not being, being stuck true to, like, down to a T. You know what I mean? I mean, like, where they'll stay true to them to a certain degree and make a little bit of changes. And they did make some changes here, like where Frank Castle's family was not gunned down by the mob, but instead they were, a bomb was planted in their car, and then that's how they died. And when you see that in a flashback, it doesn't quite hit you as hard as it should. I mean, like, at least for me. But I mean, you do feel bad for the Punisher, and you understand why he became who he is. But still, it doesn't. I mean, it didn't hit me as hard as it should. I mean, in this adaptation of the character. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's it's not really anybody's fault, but the studios. But yeah, I mean, but anyway, I mean, I do have to applaud them for staying absolutely true to the world of the Punisher, like where he basically goes after, all these mob bosses and everything like that, and that's what he does in this movie as well. And that like outside of the minor changes that they've made for in this movie, I think they've done a good job with it. And I actually just watched it recently, and I'm like, wow, my experience with this movie did not fade. I mean, like, it still kind of holds up in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit, it's cheesy. I mean, the action's kind of cheesy, and some of the acting is too. And it's not it's not, it doesn't have that RoboCop like violence, but it's still violent enough where you're like, yeah, it's rated R, but it seemed like it would be more of a PG-13 violence, like, honestly, like, compared to the kind of violence that we get now in R-rated movies. But and my only other nitpick is, like, when you see the Punisher, like, underground, and he's standing in front of the I guess the fireplace or whatever, and he was like, he's meditating, and he's just butt ass naked, and you see, like, you can sort of see his ass, and then it's like zooming in on his back and into his head. I'm just like, that's fucking random. Why can't he just have pants on, or something, and him wearing a sleeveless tank top or whatever? I mean, why couldn't they do that? But whatever. But those are my nitpicks. But overall, I think this was a great, adaptation of the character, and so yeah, like, with that all being said, in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion. A lot of you may not agree with it, but I'd say this deserves 4 chair spins out of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 epic chair spins. So, and I think that all basically goes to the casting of Dolph Lundgren. It could have been much worse. I mean, it's no worse than how all of these other Marvel characters have been treated at that time, outside of the Incredible Hulk. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for this movie, make sure you thumb up the video. Make sure you click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.